guys, I'm back today with a video that I've been wanting to do for over a week now. I've definitely had this palette for a hot second. Unfortunately, it was a series of unfortunate events all week. I'm not even kidding. I thought that maybe because my vision went out pretty badly on Monday morning that I had detached my retina or done something to my optic nerve. All is well. I actually just got glasses and I'm trying to get used to them. Of course, I'm not wearing them right now, so shame, shame. I'm adding to the problem, but I should have contacts next week and hopefully that problem will be solved. And then I had to get blood work done because I'm taking a medication that can leach minerals and vitamins from you, and I think that's why I've not been feeling the best. And then on top of that, we had a mercury scare, so everything ended up being okay. We are all alive, so there's the good news. But it did kind of impede everything I wanted to do last week with filming, so I am really sorry. But today is a very exciting day because I finally get to tell you guys about the Melt Blueprint palette. So now here's the thing, this was actually already released in a stack form, and I was actually kind of surprised that they didn't add any extra shades to this to make it different from that stack, kind of like they did with the She's in Parties palette, because I think that this really could have been a grand slam had they added 2 more matte shades. That's just my opinion, but I want to show you guys the outside of it as well. Here is the outer packaging, which is just, I think this is so cool. Now, granted, this is what was on the inside packaging of the actual stack, which I had as well, and which I have as well. And it is so cool. I love it. I think they did a really good job. You know, Melt, their aesthetic is really good. They know how to do packaging well. And this is what it looks like without that, and it is gorgeous. It is exactly what the inside looks like. Except for, I almost feel like it's just prettier. Maybe it's because it's bigger and there's not, it's not inside the box hiding or anything like that. I think it's really cool. Definitely interesting. And the inside just looks like this. It is the exact same colors that were inside of the stack. There is no differentiation. I will give you my thoughts on comparing the two because I actually have the palette on one of my eyes and the stack on one of my eyes because I wanted to compare and make sure that the performance was the same, or if it wasn't, I wanted to let you guys know. So that is what the inside looks like. I'll show you guys what the stack looked like briefly. That's what it looked like, just like the rest of their stack. Sorry, it's covered. I made a hot mess when I was doing my makeup today, but, you know, they were split into 2 pans like that in each one of them. I personally thought it was an interesting layout, but I was like, at the time, I was like, man, I wish I would have done this as a palette instead because I wasn't crazy about the shape. That's just me. You guys know I'm not a huge fan of blue eyeshadows, however, these are gorgeous. Anyway, so in case anybody's curious, I am wearing a lot of Melt stuff on my face today. I am wearing Frisky and Nude on my lips. I have a different lip gloss on. And then I'm wearing their light medium contour powder, followed by Cali Dream on my cheeks. And then I also, because more is more in my life, I also use this Digital Dust Duo. This is Buzz and Kill. The names, they still get me every time. And the packaging. Supremely happy. And then I used Morningstar, one of my absolute all-time favorite highlights. It's a beautiful highlight. I really enjoy it. I really like it. They've done a great job. So that is what I'm wearing besides the actual palette and stack on my eyes. I did get the gel liners, but I actually already sold them because I am allergic to the gel liners. I want to use them. I love them. They're actually probably my favorite liner out there. But my eyes are just hateful. They are just hateful, and it is what it is. There is no changing it. Just in case you were curious about pricing, the palette itself is $48. Anyway, I'm going to swatch these and do 2 separate eye looks for you guys and then come back with my final thoughts. Okay, the first shade in the palette is called Skylight. And this is a really beautiful kind of icy mint blue shade. And it's kind of in that almost holographic realm. And it's not. It's just in that highlighter-esque feel that Terra Moons have and Kristen Lee Cosmetics and a lot of indie brands are doing right now. It's that kind of flaky feel, but very transformative type of shade. And so this is not indicative of the actual shades that are metallic within this palette, in my opinion, because this is definitely a flaky kind of, I don't know, different formula, but I feel like for this type of shade, that is extremely across the board how they are just formulated. The next shade is called Deadbolt. And I'm sorry, you guys, you'll notice some bruising and some marks. I had blood drawn this week. I apologize, I can't really cover that. To me, this is a very, like, 90s blue shade. It's like your steel blue kind of metallic. And it's not, like, super metallic. I would actually classify it as slightly more than satin. But it is a really nice shade. Next shade is called Dim Out. And this is one of the nicest navy matte blues that I've used. This is the shade King Stud. And this is a really nice kind of blueberry satin shade. It has more of a waxy kind of dry texture, but it is totally fine. Although in the camera right now, you can't really tell that it is a little bit less than a satin. The shade is called Beaming. And this might be my favorite shade that's actually in the palette. It's kind of like a light yellowy gold with a little bit of peach to it. It is very pretty. It's more of like a slightly more than a highlighting satin shade, but it is very pretty. Next shade is called Hot Wire. This is a beautiful orange tone copper shade. It is just so beautiful. On the eye, it looks more metallic than it does right now. It looks more just like a satin right now, but on the eye, it is stunning. This is the shade Hammered. And this is a reddish orange tone brown. The last shade in the palette is called Nailed. I feel like it was called Nailed because they freaking nailed it. This is a beautiful, very shiny, metallic, soft, smooth, creamy brown with gold shifting particles in it. Oh, a ton left over on my finger, actually. So that is the whole palette right there.
Can't stand
Alright, I am back. I have swatched the things, I have worn the things, I have shared the things, and now I want to tell you guys my final thoughts on everything. So, comparing the stack to the palette. I know normally people are like, I like the stack's formulation better, and I would agree with you a lot of the time. However, in this case, I think that the palette performs maybe even slightly better, if not the exact same as the stack itself. I think that they did a really good job formulating the metallics in here, or even I would consider some of them more satin than metallic personally. And I just think across the board they did a great job. The shade that is the first shade, and I mentioned this I think when I was swatching it as well, it is the flakiest shade in here like some of their other shades have been, but for this type of shade it is extremely normal if you compare it to other brands that are doing the same kind of shade. As far as the rest of them, this is more of a satin, this is more of a satin, this is beautiful. Like I have that on the front half of my lid today and I'm like, whew, I'm in love. And these two are gorgeous. Like, it's weird because when I swatched it, this didn't look as metallic as it actually is. And this is just like, girl, you fine. I love you. I love you. You nailed it. Anyway, so the palette is really great. The only thing I would say, the only thought I had was that I really think this could have been a grand slam if they'd have just added 2 more shades to it and differentiated it from the stack, because I feel kind of like, I think it's cool that they've been converting their stacks into palettes because I prefer that format, you know, 100%. But I think to have really appreciated it, adding some extra shades would have like took it right over the edge into perfection for me. And I'm not even a blue fan, truthfully, I'm not. But I really do like this palette. I think it has a lot of shimmers and a lot of metallics, so I think adding, you know, another like slightly lighter transition shade into this side and a slightly lighter transition shade into this side would have just, chef's kiss, as my friend Katie on here says. I love that. It cracks me up. Anyway, for the price, you get exactly what you got with the stack, so you're not, you know, losing out in any way there. I think if you did not get the stack, or if you prefer palette format, I think definitely pick this up. It is a good buy. It worked great. I love the formulation. They did a heck of a job with it in this one. Formulation of the metallics and the satins in here reminded me much more of like Gemini, so I really hope that they just stick with this. This is like, yes, this is a yes. Anyway, I can't wait to see what else they're going to come out with this year, because you guys know I love Melt. Melt is one of my absolute favorite brands, and I'm always excited to see what they're going to come out with next, especially with their packaging. It is so fun. Anyway, I really hope this video was helpful for you guys. If it was, make sure you leave a comment down below, like this video, subscribe, and ring the bell for future updates, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.